Hey folks, thanks for tuning in into RT-Imports, Royal Tiger Imports. I'm Uli and this is Sean. And look what we got today here. So I'm very proud and honored to present original German Lugers. So it took actually about 4.5 years from the first time I looked in the containers with these guns until we finally have them here in our warehouse. Actually, we received them today. My last video showed them how we found them in Africa and what's coming in, and Shaw gave you a short description of what's coming in. But actually, these are guns which are here. We are for sale. And going through these guns today, I was really impressed. I mean, many of them have original serial numbers matching. The only thing, as you can see, is they have WPO grips. WPO stands for Volkspolizei, so it is People's Police. These are East German guns which were delivered or sold in the 80s to Ethiopia. As you may recall, Ethiopia turned communist after Haile Selassie was killed in a coup. Basically, the country turned communist, and that's why we find so many Eastern European weapons in Ethiopia. There will be another video. We found some actually Nagant revolvers, but these are Belgian Nagant revolvers, the original Nagant revolvers. So there will be a video featuring them, and they will be coming to us. But now let's talk about the Lugers. So you all probably ask yourself, how did these East German Lugers end up in Africa? As you may know, these Warsaw Pact states, basically the communist states, they didn't have not too much foreign currency like, let's say, Deutschmarks back then, or US dollars, or British pounds. So what they did a lot of trading. So Ethiopia has a lot of agricultural products. So for example, coffee, bananas, oranges, you name it, everything in tropical fruits. And what happened is that Ethiopia traded these tropical products for industrial hardware, like Lugers, like AK-47s, and other, Eastern European guns. And the East Germans, they received these guns back from the Soviets back in the 1950s. So once Stalin died, Khrushchev came to power, and you might remember Khrushchev from the Cuban Missile Crisis and John F. Kennedy. So anyhow, so Khrushchev gave all these old German World War II guns back to the East Germans. So we found MP44s in Ethiopia. So there will be some coming MP44 parts kits, MG34s. So a lot of German World War II guns ended up in Ethiopia. And here we go, the Lugers as well. So what the Soviets did after World War II, you all know the story. They basically reworked the guns. They had a lot of German POWs working on the guns, and then they simply took them apart, reblew them, put them back together. Some have a capture mark, some don't. And then in the 50s, they gave all these guns back to East Germany. East Germany used them first in their NVA, stands for Nationale Volksarmee, or National People's Army. And then basically, once they retired, they gave them to the police, the Volkspolizei, the WPO, or People's Police. And then once the Volkspolizei retired them, they became available for sale. So they sold them or traded them to West African countries, for example, Ethiopia. And when we came down there, when we did the contract, the first contract 4 years ago, we saw the pistols, but they were not available for sale. So finally we signed the contract. I told you about it in November, and then all of a sudden all of the stuff became for sale. We bought it, and here we go. Here's the Lugers. So we have early World War I Lugers. Okay, I saw some DWM and some Erfurt 1915s. We have only one of the Navy Lugers. This one is beautiful. It's in original condition, and Shaw will show you later on all the details. It has a grip safety. I have a couple of these Navy Lugers. I never saw one with an original grip safety, so this is rare. An artillery Luger. So and Shaw, I think we sell the artillery Luger with a rig, right? With a reproduction holster and stock, correct?
We do. Yeah, we have those available. We will be selling it most likely with the set, as well as we have those sets available for purchase on their own.
And you have commercial Lugers just with a Mauser banner on the toggle link. We have German pre-war and World War II Lugers. So we will not sell each Luger as here, that's a Luger, that's a price. No, what we're going to do is, because these things are really rare, and oh, I forgot to mention, these guns, I just test fired them with shot together, okay, because we didn't know how the bores are, and I don't want to tell you any stories. So most of these bores are very good to excellent. I mean, some have a mirror finish, and we're gonna list these guns individually. They're individually priced. They have all the breakdown and photos of the parts with the numbers matching, and the bore condition. So you're not buying anything, you're buying exactly that gun, what you determined to buy with a serial number. So we list probably about 10 guns at a time, and you guys can pick which gun you want. And you will see detailed pictures, so not that you get the cat in the bag, you know exactly what you will be getting. So now I keep my mouth shut. I'm very excited, as you can see, because this is my favorite handgun. I love this gun. I had him back in Germany, and I love this Luger. It shoots so well, and it's actually the only handgun which was sighted in, I think, on a 50 meters or 50 or 100 meters. I need to look up, but it was sighted in on a larger distance than any other handgun. I keep my mouth shut. I hand the word over to Shaw.
Sure. Well, I'm excited as well. I mean, this is really incredible. As you've seen in the past years, we've had all sorts of different firearms, but Lugers are just something that are really special, especially because this is our first major batch of pistols coming out of Ethiopia. So nonetheless, we're really excited to get these out in the market for y'all. And each individual pistol out of here has its own unique story. It's really incredible. Like he mentioned, you've seen World War I, we've seen 1920 overstamp, commercial pre-World War II, World War II. A lot of them are VOPO rework. It's incredible. I mean, you have every single variation imaginable. And overall, we just can't wait to put them on the market for y'all so that we can get them to you as soon as possible.
Very good, very good. So yes, folks, stay tuned. Shaw will give you a short intro about each of the guns. He will basically go on to show you the details. And stay tuned. We start listing them next week, and yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited, because it's the first major batch of Lugers in decades to come in. I think the last ones which came in the mid or early 1990s out of Ukraine, but since then no big Luger collection or batch of Lugers came in. Oh, we forgot to mention one thing. There were a few P38s in that shipment. And this one is actually a special P38. It's called an HP, stands for Heerespistole or for Army Pistol. So before they stamped them and introduced them as a P38, they were named Heerespistole, or basically Army Pistol. There is one in the shipment. It's pretty cool. The condition is very nice. We just need to heavily degrease it. That will be up for sale as well. Again, guys, I keep my mouth shut. Shaw will show you all the details. Thank you for watching. God bless, and God bless America.
All right, folks, let's get a closer look. Starting with the Luger in the top left here, you can see that this is a VOPO reworked Luger with the grips. As you can see, there's that small circle emblem that is to signify that these are VOPO grips. You can see it on the other side as well there. This one is all numbers matching and is originally an Erfurt 1916 produced Luger. Moving on to the next one here, you can see this has its original grips without the circular emblem in the middle. And this one appears to be all original. It's a 1915 DWM, and this one is mostly matching as well. I believe it may have a mismatched part, but nonetheless, most of these are mostly matching or all matching, which is really incredible. Moving on to the next one here, it's got another VOPO Luger. This one is a 1918 DWM. And moving on, we got another VOPO. This one is a World War II production. This is a 1941 BYF produced Luger, and this one is all matching. As you can see, we've got another VOPO, and here is the really neat pre-P38 pistol. This is a Mod HP, as you can see marked on the slide right there. Otherwise, this pistol is incredibly similar to a regular 38, but nonetheless, this marking makes it quite rare, and you can see that this one is actually all matching as well, and in pretty good condition considering its age and having traveled half of the world. We have another nice Luger here, another Vopo, of course. This one is a 1937 S/42 production. So that would be just before World War II. Another Vopo there. Here is a really neat one. This is a Navy Luger. And you can see this one has our classic DWM markings, adjustable rear sight, a slightly longer barrel on this variation. And what's really neat is that this one has a grip safety. The spring on this is missing, so it would usually protrude just a little bit farther out, but nonetheless, it's all complete, and we opened it up. All the parts are matching on this, which is really incredible. Moving on, we have our artillery Luger. You can see that the rear sight is not mounted on the rear here, but rather up on the barrel, and is adjustable. And we also have our classic DWM marking. Really incredible. And of course, these pair up perfectly with the artillery Luger holster sets. We have another Vopo Luger here. You can see that this one still has some wartime German manufacturer markings, some Waffenops, as well as the standard eagle. And getting a look at it, this one is a 1939 manufacturer, 42 code. And moving on, we just have another series of nice Vopo Lugers. And let's take another look at this one right here while we're at it. This one has some earlier stamps, and this is a 1920 commercial Luger. You can see that that has our Mauser banner. And finally, one more Luger right here. This is a S/42, 1936. Overall, it's really incredible to have access to these. We've waited quite a long time, and they're finally here. So stay tuned to our email flyers, and you'll see as soon as we put something out about these. Thank you very much for watching. God bless.